differentiate hardware and software switching mechanisms, process switching versus CEF switching, FIB versus RIP. So process switching is a software switching mechanism, also known as slow path. It runs on general purpose CPUs. You can identify it if you do a show processes by the IP input name. It will use the RIB, which is a routing information base that comes from static routes and routing protocols, pretty much the same as the routing table, and it will use the ARP table. It is used for packets that are sourced or destined to the router itself, packets that are too complex to be processed otherwise, maybe because they have the IP option within the IP header, or packets that require extra information to be processed, like missing entry in the ARP cache, and you need to create an ARP request before switching the packet. So CEF is a CISCO proprietary high-speed switching mechanism that nowadays is the default switching mechanism for CISCO devices. You can have two options to run it, and you can run it using general purpose CPUs. In that case, you will be running software-based CEF, or you can use ASICs, TCAMs, and network processor units. In that case, you will be running hardware-based CEF. It uses a FIB, which is a streamlined RIB, and a JSC table, which is also a streamlined ARP cache. You can run into two events when running CEF, two particular events that for instance, glean happens when an entry is needed in the adjacency table. That means that an ARP request is needed. Or you can have punted packets. These are packets that have complex headers, so they must be processed outside CEF. Now, let's make a comparison between the FIB and the RIB. The RIB is information that includes the prefix, matrix, next hop, outgoing interface, administrative distance, and so on. Whereas the FIB is streamlined information. It will only contain the prefix, the next hop, and the outgoing interface. And if you think it over, if you are creating a fast switching mechanism, do you really need to have the administrative distance of each route in order to switch packets? I don't think so. So the RIB has next hops that may require a recursive lookup, whereas the next hops that are included in the FIB are all pre-calculated, so no recursive lookup is necessary. The RIB exists in the control plane, whereas the FIB exists in the data plane. We'll see a bit of this in the lab. That's it.